So now see the difference between the plant cell and animal cell here. Like we can say that a plant cell, whether it is a typical plant cell, onion peel cell we call that, and the cell wall is present here. A central vacuole is also plasmid, chloroplast is present. These all are absent in animal cell, as we can see that. The typical animal cell is there, the human cheek cell, and here in animal cell, the centriole and the centrosome is present, but in plant cell that is absent here. The structure we can understand, right? Yeah, this is the overview which I'm going to talk about of a cell. Like this is the universal in all cells, the cell membrane, plasma membrane, and plasma lemma, right? The cell wall, which is the rigid cytoplasm, is also here. This is all about understanding where the nucleus, which is the dense and also called as brain cell of the cell. Chromosomes is present here in this sequence. In the example 46 chromosomes is mentioned. DNA is the genetic material, right? And this is the semi-fluid, which is the universal in all cells. If we try to see the types of organisms here on the basis of presence or absence of a cell, well-defined nucleus, the difference between the prokaryotic cell and a eukaryotic cell here, right? So the pro, which terms come from the primitive, and the karyotic nucleus, but not well-defined nucleus. Nuclear envelope or nuclear membrane is absent in this, and well-defined nucleus is absent. That means membrane-bound organelles is absent. Ribosomes, which is non-membrane-bound organelles, is found in all cells here. In the prokaryotic ribosomes, which is 70S, that comes from 50S and 30S. And if you talk about the eukaryotic cell, which is true, well-defined nucleus, right? Well-defined nucleus is present. Nuclear envelope or nuclear membrane is present. Nuclear like membrane-bound organelles like endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body, mitochondria is present here. Eukaryotic like cytoplasm, that means 80S is there, 60S and 40S. In mitochondria, chloroplast is 70S. We have to remember types of organisms on the basics of this. Prokaryotic cell, where the centrosomes are also membrane-less, like ribosomes, which is found in animal cell only. So that means centrosomes. An animal, that means helps in cell division, which is not in plant cell or prokaryotes. Yeah. Like cells of various shapes and size, we can see that cells may vary in their shapes and size as well and functions, which we can differentiate the different kind of structure: nerve cell, columnar cells, sperm cell here. The nerve cell, which is the long transmission signal, the shape of the cell vary according to the function a cell performs here, right? Length and size. This is the concept which we have to remember here. So cells of various shape and size, which is the length of mycoplasma, which is mentioned here. So the overview which is given here, like length of mycoplasma 0.3 macron, right? Smallest living cell, and size of PPLO, which is mentioned 0.1. Shape of WBC and wide is here, right? So like largest isolated cell is there, which is the ostrich egg, and longest cell, which is the nerve cell, which is the long and branch here, right? The length of the typical bacteria, which is mentioned like 3 to 5 macron. Size of the typical bacteria cell, which is 1 to 2 macron. Trachea, which is the elongated dead, which that means no nucleus is there. Mesophyll cell, which is round and oval, where the chloroplast is present here. Size of a typical eukaryotic cell, which is the 10 to 20 macron. That means like diameter of RBC is round and biconcave, which is round, that means diameter in 7 and radius is 3.5. Columnar cells, which is the long cylinder, basal nucleus is present here. Okay, yeah. So we can see the NCRT here. The onion peel and the human cheek cell is there, the typical plant cell, which is distinct cell wall here. Just within it is cell membrane here. Human cheek, which is the outer membrane, is the delimiting structure of all the cell here. Dense membrane bond structure, which is called nucleus here, that contains the chromosomes, which in turn contain the genetic material here. The genetic material, that means DNA. Eukaryotic, this is prokaryotic here, right? Semi-fluid matrix, which is the cytoplasm. That means semi-fluid matrix is called cytoplasm, which occupy the volume of the cell here. And the cytoplasm is the main arena of the cellular activities. The chemical reaction occur in the keeping the cell in the living state here. In a note, like in animal cell wall is absent. That means cell membrane is the outermost layer or delimiting layer. So which of the following is the incorrect statement here? So the plasma membrane is the main arena. No, cytoplasm should be there, right? So membrane is the main arena of cellular activities in both plants and animal cell. Option number 2. Choose the correct statement here. So unicellular organisms are capable of independent existence. Yes, unicellular organisms are capable of performing essential functions of life. Anything is less than a complete structure of a cell that does not show independent existence. All of these. So here, beside the nucleus, eukaryotic cells have the other membrane-bound distinct structure called organelles. In the plasmid reticulum is Golgi complex, lysosomes, mitochondria, macrobodies, and vacuoles. The prokaryotic cell lack such kind of membrane or bound organelles. Ribosomes are non-membrane bound organelles found in all cells. That means both prokaryotic cell as well as eukaryotics, right? Ribosomes are found not only in the cytoplasm but also in the two organelles, like chloroplast and mitochondria. So animal cells contain another non-membrane one organelles called centrosome, which help in cell division. In this question, we can see that red blood cells, which is round and biconcave, white blood cells, which is white cell columnar, which is like long and narrow head, trachea, which is a elongated. Option number 2 is the correct answer. The simplest way to distinguish a prokaryotic from a eukaryotic cell is check-4. This is for nucleus, right? Yeah. So the sensitivity, we can see that the cells differ generally in size, shape, and activities, which we have studied here. In mycoplasma, the smallest cells are only 0.3 micrometer in length, while bacteria could be 3 to 5 micron. The isolated like that means largest single cell is the egg of ostrich. Right, now human red blood cells are about 7 micron in diameter. Nerve cells are some of the longest cell, right? And a dick shape, that can be dick shape, polygonal, columnar, cuboid, thread-like, and even irregular, right? The shape of the cell may vary with the function they perform. You can understand, right? The size of the like PPLO, that means a like organism's PPLO is that is 0.1 micrometer, right? Structure we can understand. This is the red blood cells, white blood cells, right? Yeah. This NCRT we can understand all eukaryotic cells are not identical, plant and animal cells are differ, which causes the cell wall plastics and a large central vacuole, right? Which is absent in animal cell. On the other hand, animal cells have centrioles, which is absent in almost all plant cells. Have to remember. This is typical bacteria 1 to 2 macron, neat to 2022. PPLO is 1.1 macron, virus 0.02 to 0.2 macron, a typical eukaryotic cell 10 to 20 macron, right? Yeah. NCRT line by line, we can understand the structure which we have to remember, right? Here, this is the identity of chloro, that means the chloroplast is there, right? And the vacuole is also present, cell wall is also, that represent the plant cell, and here is represent animal cell. Why? Because the centriole is present here. Now, the question which you can see that the question of student asks a slide of the white blood cells under the microscope. His teacher asks him to draw the diagram, select the diagram which should be drawn by Tarun. Asking that under the microscope, right? That could be obviously this, option B. Which of the following is enveloped by the nuclear membrane? Nuclear membrane. This is not typical bacteria, no PPL, no virus, not none of these. Match the column viruses, the size of virus which is 0.02 to 0.2, and PPLO which is that is about 0.1 eukaryotic cell. Okay, that means A3 and B4. A3 B4 option. A3 B4. Sorry. A4 and B3. See, A4 that means viruses which is 0.02 to 0.2 macron. So A4 this, and B3 that means like PPLO about 0.1 micrometer, and eukaryotic cell 2 that means 10 to 20 macron. So option will be the correct answer here. This question is asking like mark the given statement true and false, right? And just stop it and just try to solve by yourself this question. Mitochondria is an important cell organelle of both eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Wrong. They are because they are called powerhouse and involved in anaerobic respiration. No, that's not. There should be the aerobic. Yeah. So obviously assertion is true. This is not. Assertion and reason both are wrong. Cell that have the membrane-bound nuclei are called eukaryotic, whereas a cell lack membrane-bound nucleus is prokaryotic, of course, because ribosomes and non-membrane-bound organelles found in cells, both eukaryotic and as well as prokaryotic. Yeah. So both are correct, but not the correct explanation. Option B should be answer. Different cells have the different size arranged the following ascending order, obviously. So 1, and then 4, megaplasma, then bacteria, then 3, human organism, then 2, ostrich egg. That's all. Thanks.